So ladies, you're welcome to leave the camera on, or if you want to have your camera off, okay, it's up to you, whatever you feel comfortable with. And during the practice, maybe we've got about 20 minutes, you're going to find that the legs get stiff, you're going to want to move, and that's fine. Just try to move in as few moves as possible. So be mindful about the movement. Feel free to stretch, but do so quietly. You know, stretch the legs out and then bring them back in, and maybe bring them in so that they're the opposite. So we often have the dominant side that's always in front on top that likes to be the boss. But when you feel like you need to, you can extend the legs out, move the toes, move the ankles, and then try to find your way back in. Either to that same side, or I encourage you to go to the opposite side to try to even it out. I'm also sitting on a block. So if you have a blanket, a block, a box of baking soda, right, get creative. You can also, Lori, great variation using the wall. So if you have a wall behind you that you want to use, you can lean into it. So at the beginning, we're gonna start just moving mindfully, just some small stretches, and then we'll sink into stillness, right? It's hard to meditate when we feel tightness in the neck, in the shoulders especially. So you're gonna roll the neck, half circles, right ear to right shoulder, then you're gonna dip the nose down, bring left ear to left shoulder, as if you're tracing the outline of a necklace that you're wearing. You're gonna bring it back up. Now you're gonna turn your head to the left as if someone's calling your name and you're looking for them, seeing who's behind you. You turn your head to the right, back and forth. We call this flossing the neck. So we're helping to get rid of some of those sticky areas in the neck. You start on the left and end on the right. You're going to bring yourself back to center, rolling the shoulders back. We're exaggerating the movement up towards the ears and down the back. Good. And then we have one more technique before we sink in stillness. You're going to shrug the ears all the way up. Shrug the shoulders all the way up. Think about anything that stressed you out, ticked you off in the past 24 hours, the past week. Squeeze it and then let it go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, let it go. Good, one more. Squeeze. You can even make fists with your hands. Squeeze your muscles in the arm, biceps, triceps. And then release. Good. You're going to flip the palms, joining the index fingers and the thumbs as if you're pinching salt to put it over a dish, okay? Then you're going to flip the palms. We're pressing on a bundle of nerves. This is helping to soothe the mind. You got it, Trish. Pinching the index fingers and the thumbs. We're going to hold this for 60 seconds. Closing the eyes. This is a quick way when you feel overwhelmed or when you feel emotions rising up. If you're about to blurt something out you don't mean, right? If you're in a mode where you're reacting to something that's happening versus responding, this is an easy way to help take the heat off, to get yourself out of hot water. Now 60 seconds is over. You're going to bring the palms together. You're going to rub them together. When we're in a state of stress, Blood is pulled to the internal organs, so it's getting taken away from the fingers and the toes. So this is a good way, a helpful way to trick the mind and the body, bringing blood back into the fingertips, creating heat in the hands. Once you feel that heat, then you can stop, okay? We're gonna go into Lotus Mudra. So when you inhale, your fingers are opening up like the petals of the lotus flower, okay? Just give you a different view of what it looks like, okay? As you exhale, you're gonna close. You're gonna form the roots of that lotus. So the knuckles start to touch, the backs of the hands touch. Great. Inhaling, bring it back up, open up, bloom. Exhale, bring the fingernails together, the knuckles, and then the back of the hands, fingertips point down. Good. You're gonna try to keep the elbows lower than the shoulders. We wanna make sure that they don't go high up in the form. Keep them down low, just more comfortable on your shoulders and on your neck. And if you're feeling comfortable, confident in this movement, try this with the eyes closed so that you can start to follow the rhythm of the breath. The hands follow the pace, the rhythm of the breath. Exhaling, fingers starting to point down. Inhaling, rolling the fingers, having them point up to the ceiling, opening up, creating space between the palms. Go back and forth at your own pace. We're going to do this for 1.5 minutes. And I'm purposely leaving the sound on for you two ladies, right? Because these would be sounds, distractions that you would hear in a classroom setting, and we want them. They help us. They're like pop quizzes. So anytime you hear them, one way it's bringing you back into the present moment if it drifted off, or you know how quickly you get distracted, and with time, with your practice, hopefully by the end of this, you'll find that these noises become like white noise. Right? You're able to strengthen your selective hearing. See if you can elongate the breath here, adding a few seconds to the tail end of the inhalation, to the tail end of the exhalation, which will cause the hands to move slower, because you're still going to follow the pace of the breath. Next time that your fingertips are pointing up towards the ceiling, you can then relax the hands down. Slowly roll the shoulders at half the speed that you did earlier. Turn the head left to right. Again, going slower. Creating half circles, tracing the necklace, imaginary necklace.
Oh,
You're going to bring the gaze back up to center. This is your opportunity, ladies. You've done a really good job staying still. You're going to stretch the legs out one at a time. And point, flex the feet, slowly moving the toes, trying to move them individually. If you felt a tingling sensation, if they feel cold, quick way, just rub them. Working on circulation, pumping and flexing the feet also helps too. Okay. And then decide if you want to go to the opposite side, okay, or if your legs or knees have had enough of this position, you can find an alternative. You could sit with the heels back behind you, or if you need the legs in front and you've got knee issues, you can bring the feet forward so that the heels are touching, the toes are touching. You're going to flip the palms. You're going to join the index fingers and you're going to join the thumbs and the middle fingers. Thumbs and middle fingers, which means your index fingers are pointed, your ring fingers and pinky fingers are pointed. Okay, just a closer view. Nice, good. Flip the palms, close the eyes. If you're using the wall behind you, you're softly pressing the shoulder blades into the wall. Either way, feeling a sense with or without the wall that the collarbones are spreading wide. There's a sense of lightness, of buoyancy in the chest as you lift it up towards the ceiling. Now, with the hands in this position, right, this is known as Shuni Mudra, S-H-U-N-I. It's also known as the seal of patience, which is what we need, especially in the meditation practice, but also just the times that we're in. The middle finger represents courage to hold duty and responsibility. The thumb represents fire and divine nature, right? Whatever higher being energy you believe in. And when the two fingers are placed together, it's meant to symbolize and encourage patience, discernment, focus, and discipline. As you hold the position of the hands, when you breathe in, think about breathing in those qualities, patience, of discernment, of focus, and discipline. As you exhale, think about letting go of things temporarily, in this present moment. You don't have to let go of them forever, permanently. But think about letting go of the things that no longer serve you. The irrelevant things that you've been holding on to mindfully. Past conversations you can't do anything about, right? Things that are not going to get done on your to-do list or didn't get done last week. Free yourself of unnecessary responsibilities. Ladies, on your next breath in, you're going to bring the palms together at your heart. Keeping the pinky fingers touching and the thumbs touching, so you're returning back to that same hand position of the lotus mudra that we did earlier. Right, but you're not going to move the hands. You'll keep the pinky fingers, the thumbs pressing into one another, but your index fingers, your middle fingers, the ring fingers, they'll stay opening up, so you're forming that bloom of the lotus. Right. The lotus or Padma mudra helps to open the heart and represents purity. And it symbolizes the lotus flower rooted in the muck, rising above, reaching to the surface, and budding into the representation of beauty, of light. It's also said to calm the body and mind, to aid in digestion, and to help decrease levels of depression. Think about holding within that lotus, within that bloom, patience, focus, discipline, a sense of calm. Holding all those things within the lotus and mindfully planting that in your mind and your heart, taking these qualities with you throughout the rest of the day, throughout the rest of the week. You're going to seal it in by bringing the fingers together. So we're in that closing hand mudra, where we we're closing our meditation practice, Anjali Mudra. Slightly tilting the chin down. Right, just taking a moment to enjoy your own company, enjoying the goodness within yourself. Before we leave, we'll take another moment here, just out of respect, honor, gratitude, compassion, patience, love, for our meditation practice, for ourselves, for each other, for this present moment. Thank you, ladies, for sharing your time, your energy, your practice, your patience with me this morning. May you both receive kindness in the same way it was given. Namaste.
Namaste. Very nice.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Trish.
Thank you, Kayla.
It was nice to meet you, Lori. It was very nice to see
Likewise.
you. Likewise.